What is up? We are back with the NBA rundown, brought to you courtesy of Run Pure Sports and Run Pure Bets. Kurt, it's a great time to be a member of Run Pure, whether it's like you or me, and we're sitting here on the screen, or if you're in the chat or just a member. We've been doing good, and we added, a new feature last night, and that was the watch party, and that was a lot of fun for everybody. So things keep on growing here at Run Pure, and we're glad to have you guys all along, joining the ride, joining the movement, and continuing to win. Kurt, kind enough to take a break from absolutely crushing the EuroLeague and scouting European prospects to join us and talk about some National Basketball Association. Kurt, it's been a wild week since I last talked to you, man. Like, Luka dropped 60, Giannis dropped however many, Donovan Mitchell dropped 71, Clay dropped 50 and no one even noticed because it was the fourth most impressive performance of the week. What are your thoughts? I mean, balance build's gone to hell, right? I mean, stars and scrubs all day.
It's hilarious because to my bone, I just never build balance ever. So this has just been.
Oh, you're loving it then, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm absolutely loving it.
No, I always did stars and scrubs to start. And then I felt that's something that Travis and JSU and Hoop taught me, the first year doing the show. Bro, you can't, you're not going to play Giannis every single night. You can't play Jokic every single night. I think things have changed in those last 2 years because it feels like right now you better spend up.
Yeah, it's always my first build. I feel like it should be everyone's first build. And then you kind of get that really comfortable mid-range, mid-tier type of lineup you get going. But so far, yeah, I've been loving it. I've been min cashing every night because I've been having a stinker. I've not really it's so tough. I love a staggering start with college, which has been 6:30 and 7. But then when it comes to 8, it's I have a swap I need to make, and I ended up swapping the wrong thing. It's it's kept me from big a couple of nights. But hey, I'll take it. If I'll take cash for a week straight. I have no complaints with that. So it's been all right. Last night, that Raptors game. Wow. Did you watch that?
I had it on, but we ended up not playing it. Man, last night was a rough night for the projections. And one thing I'm pissed about is we didn't trust the projections on the Raptors. We had a huge edge on Milwaukee, and we didn't play it. And it was
Ooh.
Dang it, that's one I'm kicking myself over. Now, if you're going to do this for a living, you can't spend too much time doing that, right? Because there's always going to be plays that you like that you end up not playing. And, we're not going to completely bet the board every single night. But, yeah, I was flipping through. I saw, finally we got some unders home, right? We were waiting for this, right? Because overs have been the wave the last 2 weeks. I'm back on the under train, and last night was an illustration. What did you think of the Raptors last night?
That comeback was just – oh, man. It was just crazy. And this makes it even better that it was one of the nationally televised games. So that was nice. I was able to – watch it while I had my college basketball on, but that was just, I don't know, man. That was good stuff. I wish every game was like that, honestly. And there has been some insane comeback that all this year has been the year of the insane comebacks. So
even if I'm up 17 and I got -2, I'm sweating. I'm sweating. I'm this is the NBA. And people will message me too, because I'll give out plays here. Oh, that play sucks. I'm bro, it's the second quarter. Never victory lap either way. Never victory lap and never start tilting. When you can start tilting about 3 minutes to go in the third. 3 minutes to go in the third. If your team hasn't showed any life, it's not going to happen. But you can't write these teams off early. And that's, one of the big changes in the NBA with the 3-ball. You can just go on these runs, right? 7 points in 9 seconds or something that we've seen. 6 points in 14 seconds of game time. So these things can turn around so quickly on the sides and on the totals. So what else did you see last night? I was glad to see you're just not watching EuroLeague and college. You're actually watching the big boys. Did you have any other takeaways from last night?
NBA is just I don't know. I will go through the play-by-play of every single game that's going on. So I know what is happening, but I just feel in college basketball, it's more important to have your eyes on things, especially for DFS. Whereas NBA, there are some fucking sharp-ass DFS players out there who do not watch a minute. And I know that you can say that for every sport, but NBA, man, what I've felt I need to be more attentive to college basketball right now But I had to have that game on. So all the nationally televised games I'll have on because it's easier to get with my little 2-screen setup. But I'm just not been using my league pass much. But don't get it twisted though. Kurt knows what's going on every single game. The play-by-play is going through every single game every 2 minutes. Same thing for college, but I usually have 2 or 3 college games on. I got my iPad, other iPad, game on there, and then I'll got my phone to go through every game. So I look like a crackhead, low-key.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of crackheads that wish they were shredded like that, Kurt, right? Because the guys in my neighborhood, they're pretty
stains, baby.
I know.
I mean, I sweat.
We didn't need to see that.
I'm not even hot.
We can just stick with the arm.
I'm not even hot. It makes no sense. Anyone out there, if you know anything that can help me, I'm not even hot. I just sweat profusely. Please help me. I'm begging.
We can send out some Run for Your gear if you can fix that. Kurt, I think one of the reasons that NBA DFS is so hard, I don't think there's any dead money. I think in NFL, there's bros that just wake up Sunday morning, right? They make some lineups. They're not necessarily following the news. They're not following the shows and the core plays, right? From the experts like we are. I think that because everybody knows if you're not in front of your computer during that final hour or you don't have access to it, don't enter a lineup. I know I don't. On the days like yesterday, I didn't play a lineup because I knew I was going to be busy around lock. So I'm just like, okay, I'm dead. You're dead in the water. And so I feel like the NBA might be the sharpest pool. But I don't know. Other than, just tailing you guys and just making course of people who I have no idea who they are in college basketball. Is there more dead money in college basketball, or do you think it's just like the NBA?
It's to a lower extent, it's like the NBA. I mean, I recognize every single name in the college basketball streets almost. It's hilarious. Every single name, I know that guy. You got Bing, and then you got I can name, the list goes on. It's all, but I like that. I don't know. I like that. And the same thing with NBA, because you can flip it on its head. Everyone's playing this guy. I like that for a leverage standpoint. Obviously he's a good play. There's be good plays, but it's I kind of can see I could see this path happening at a lot less ownership. So it's just twofold. So before it's okay, play all the good plays, but now it's okay, everyone's playing these good plays. If we get slightly different, I mean, the world of leverage is there, baby. So
yeah, and that's the one thing I've learned most from working with you guys and talking not only bets on this show, but bets in DFS. You got to get different because these good plays, right? These values, they're not a secret, right? They're not, more than 50% of the field is going to be on the 3K guy that's going to crush, and he's going to have the fire next to his name, and great job. And it's not necessarily going to move you up the leaderboard at all. You do have to find ways to get different. So let's jump into today's slate and let's just do that. Kurt, we're going to find some winners and we're going to get different. I've done the NBA playbook this morning as far as the sides and the totals. I've actually made a play on every single game. So, this should be a lot of fun. We'll see where you align. We haven't talked yet today. We're just talking through the slate right now. The first game on the board, the Memphis Grizzlies are -6 in Orlando, taking on the Magic. Talk about leaving on the board. That's another one. We should have bet the Magic yesterday, man. We were scared because of all those people being out, and the Thunder kind of playing better as of late. That was an easy catch by the Orlando Magic. Now they have to play a back-to-back, however. They're hosting one of the best teams in the league, the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies laying 6 here. Total opened at 232 early in this morning. It's down to 229.5. What are your thoughts on this game?
I mean, the 3-point drop on the over-under is kind of crazy. You said it opened at 332.
It's not crazy to me.
I love the under. I mean, so it makes sense.
That's why it's not crazy to me at all. I projected this under here huge, and we're finally seeing some buyback, right? Because we rode overs for about 3 weeks, and I haven't told people on the show, hey, it's got to be a huge edge for the under to play it. I'm basically using the model to only identify overs. I think that's over now. Look at these totals here: 229, 232, 231, 229. Yeah. I think with these same teams, a lot of these games would have been 225 or less about a month or a month and a half ago. So the books have adjusted. This is a constant game of cat and mouse. Now, we go the other way, as they adjust to keep getting pounded on the over. And let's be honest, they have to protect to overexposure more than underexposure for the fact that more people like playing overs, especially in the NBA, man. Playing unders is no fun. It's no fun. You're telling the guys to slow down. You're rooting for everyone to miss shots. It's not a fun experience, but I think that it's the right way to go for this game tonight. As far as the side, I had it pretty close to even. I didn't want to get involved. But what do you think? The Magic +6 at home?
I mean, you know what I said about Bowl, and I've been talking about this Magic team. They're scrappy as hell.
Out tonight.
Yeah, I mean, who they got? Someone else is out. I mean, Suggs is obviously still out, even though he's questionable. I don't think he's going to play. And then there was one more. Who else is out? I was just not looking at it. There's like 2 or 3 guys. But so I think the Magic will really struggle here. I've been rooting for them. My buddies are a big Magic fan, but I think they might really struggle here. I think Memphis could kind of run away with this thing, even in Orlando. The back-to-back for this young team. I'm not too young, but I'm going to lean in the Grizz.
Both teams were on a back-to-back last night now, however, and we missed that one on the show yesterday. C-Dome talked me into the Hornets. Tyler said to take the Grizzlies. I should have listened to Tyler, man, because they smoked the Hornets. So their guys didn't play the full game like the Magic guys did.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, it's just like the Magic's best player is a rookie. So, like that's where I'm kind of going. And they're just a younger team. Not that this Memphis team's old, but give me the vet squad. Give me the 6.5. Or actually, how do I phrase that? I'm going to do how do you phrase that?
You're laying the 6.
Laying the 6, baby. I'm going to lay some pipe as well later tonight if y'all want to see it.
Are you?
Link to my OnlyFans. Yeah, for sure.
Excellent. Now, is this someone new or
no?
So
no way.
We're going to the same person. Is there a chance that I tweeted that you were the most eligible bachelor? Is that not going to be?
So we have an arrangement set up. So
you still are the most eligible. So keep the tears out of your eyes if you live in the
sexually. I am extremely eligible.
Uh-oh. Well, on that note, we better bring my guy Tyler in. Another eligible bachelor, the most eligible bachelor in the Pittsburgh area, joining us after a late night, getting that work done. Tyler, we're still on the first game though. We'll start though. Any thoughts from last night, man? The projections took a beating. Maybe I've been talking about wanting to redo the model. Maybe that's it's going to give me the chance, right? Because there's a couple adjustments I want to make, but it's doing so well. I don't want to mess with it right now. We didn't have the best night. I did talk about those. Should have listened to you about the Grizzlies, right? That game wasn't even close. How you doing today, Tyler? And what were your thoughts about last night?
Yeah, pretty good. It was a rough night, but we'll get it back.
Yeah. Who disappointed me was Brooklyn, man.
I swear Chicago just loves to ruin my bets.
I know. We might have to put them on a do not bet list. Like, I don't know how you properly prognosticate that. Let's say what's up to the chat real quick. Richie Smalls, our guy, always reminding me to tell everyone, hit that like button. We're here every day, Monday through Friday, breaking down the NBA slate. Timid, we'll get to this towards the end, but he says, is there one guy in the slate that could be low-owned and absolutely dominate? We'll go through each game and then remind me. I'll ask Kurt that again towards the end of who he thinks will be a low-owned guy. Our guy, is this? How do you say this name? Baffrey 5-layer? I don't know. Anyways, what's up, man? He's got
beefy 5-layer.
Oh, beefy 5-layer. See, that's what I need you for, Kurt. We need the young people in here. I'm loving that this superstar subtraction theory is caught on, and he says, OKC's now the Lakers, and now my guy Mark Lewis in the chat. What's up, Mark? Happy to see you, Bill Miner. Yeah, man. But hey, we can't win every single night. I actually not discouraged. But Bill Miner's always in the chat, getting that good mojo, hitting the thumbs up. Tyler, the Magic play the Grizzlies. My big edge here was to the under. I didn't have an edge to the side. Kurt said take the Grizzlies. What do you think? Can they get it done again and dominate a weak Southeastern Conference team?
Yeah, I'm not going to doubt that. I mean, Orlando's who they are missing tonight. Just looks like Bull, Suggs is questionable. Wagner's still suspended. Clark and Bain will sit for Memphis here. So, yeah, I think they could definitely get the job done here. That total seems a bit high. I might go under that 230. Memphis has been clearing a lot of unders, and if it wasn't for them putting up all them points on Charlotte yesterday, that game would have went under.
Yeah, Charlotte once again failed to show up. I don't know what that franchise is doing, man. So, anyways, I don't even want to talk about the Hornets. So, let's move on. Let's talk about the game of the night, dude. This is the game that I really want to see. The Boston Celtics are -2.5 in Dallas, taking on the Mavericks. Total's 232. Dallas +120 on the money line. The Celtics gave up 150 points to the Thunder in their last outing. They've been having an absolutely terrible road trip. Is this the night they turn things around, Kurt, or are they just riding this road trip off, and are they going to get things going once they get back to Boston? Dallas, not the Warriors, but their home road splits are ridiculous. This is an excellent team at home. I think that Dallas has a great opportunity here to really make a statement. Talked about it with Travis on Tuesday. People are getting up for the Celtics the same way they get up to face the Warriors or the Lakers and the most popular teams in the league. I like Dallas here tonight. Boston's obviously the better team, but they're in a slump right now. Kurt, how you doing this?
Yeah, they can get up as much as they want. It ain't gonna fucking matter. We're about to steam their asses tonight. I don't give a fuck how good they are at home. We about to roll their asses. Fuck you, Glock. What do you want, huh?
Oh, wow. A glaucoma call out here on the show.
Fuck you, Glock.
Oh,
I love that guy.
Yeah,
What a
I know.
great guy. But yeah, no.
We got to really get him on one of these shows, especially Thursday when we have more time to screw around.
They're about to unleash some pain, man. They kind of just milled. I mean, ooh, that was so bad, dude. So bad. But I think they get back here. It's not a great get right spot, obviously. Playing Dallas on the road, playing Luka right now, how he is on his home court, but I think we're just going to be too much for him overall. I think Luka's obviously going to keep being Luka, but I think we get back on track here, and I think we win by more than 3. I will say that.
All right, so Kurt and I are opposite. Tyler, break the tie.
I ain't taking a side in this game, but I can tell you one thing. If Boston loses this game, they're in big trouble, Spread.
Why?
It just shows you more and more that this team is missing that head coach, and this is finally starting to show. You can argue that, they're just hit a rough patch, but this rough patch has gone on for long enough. These guys are good enough. They should have snapped the streak. They don't hear something's really wrong.
January 5th. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to
come on, boo.
That's the worst part about the NBA season. You can't stay on the whole season. I don't know, because I think Dallas is going to win tonight. So you're saying they're in trouble.
No, I think Boston's in trouble if they don't win this game.
Yeah, and so you're thinking Boston's in trouble if I cash this money line bet tonight,
yeah.
Huh?
I think they need this win more than Dallas does right here. So
That's
I'm not betting this game, but
oh, come on.
Nope.
Take it with me.
All right, we got to talk about this. Bill Miner says this could be a Luka disappointment. I think I'm going to hold my breath and fade him. Kurt, we talked about it at the Open. It's stars and scrubs all day. This is the top spin up on the slate. I mean, what do you think of Bill Miner's idea? It's been so hard to leave these studs off.
The way news is shaking out right now, every lineup that had I don't want to say every, but a very, very high majority of lineups that have Luka will have KJ Martin. So right off the bat, you're already having 2 guys that everyone else is going to have, Luka and KJ. Like everyone playing Luka is going to have KJ. That's how the ownership's looking. And then, I mean, you got to think you're going to be playing it's going to end up being like a 3v3 with most of these people. Like it's going to be one of those, like the other night we had like a 100-man lineup train and most of these contests. That's how if Luka gets there. That's how kind of this is going to be. So I don't hate it. It's scary. I hope, but no other true value is kind of popping up right now. So it's just going to be KJ. So I kind of like, in that aspect, I kind of like the thought of fading Luka on a 4-game slate. Woof. That's terrifying. But I mean, hey, he gets like 59.
You and Bill are both going to be fading Luka, huh? What do you expect his ownership to be?
But they got it right now. Oh, I don't think this is accurate, but they have it at 25. That's I don't know. I think he'll at least. That's really wrong. I say 35, 40.
Interesting. What do you think, Tyler? Any props for this game?
No, I got nothing on this game. I'll have those all up later on the playbook.
Okay. So, of course, if you want to check out that playbook, it's been doing excellent this year.
I'd say I got one.
To continue. All right, let's hear it, Kurt.
Al Horford's been so bad since like Christmas Day. Actually, he's actually been really bad. But, man, he pissed a lot of people off the other night. Let me see what he's coming in at right now. I think this is a great troll spot. And we all know I love to play those troll guys. Let's see. He's coming at sub 10% on a 4-gamer. Priced up now. But I really do like the slower pace, like mass team. I kind of think that fits his game better. So I will be on some old man Al Horford in a troll spot. Piss people off as he goes off now after putting up
Robert Williams is back. Are you not worried about that?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, even more reason why no one's just going to play him.
Oh, okay. That's
I like Time Lord, but this is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those spots where it's like, okay, so now he goes off when Robert Williams is back and he's priced up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Our guy Tim D. It's either Tim D or Timid. I'm assuming it's Tim D.
Donaghy.
Rob the Lob Williams and Horford in the same lineups could be cool. Not sure how good Wood is on the defensive end. So I'm not going to talk about the first sentence, but I could tell you that Christian Wood is terrible on the defensive end. The reason he didn't start is because Jason Kidd is an older coach. It's so funny. I remember when he was so badass when I was a kid. Like, we're right around the same age. But my point is, he plays that more old school style. He wants you to defend to be in the lineup. And they were having an issue there with Christian Wood because Wood wanted to start, but Kidd said, no, I'm going to start Maxi Kleber. The injury to Kleber has basically forced Kidd's hand. And then, of course, Wood, kind of being a prima donna, all of a sudden shows better defensive effort. Regardless, he's still not a good defender. So when you say not sure how good he is, I can tell you he's terrible. Now, I'll just speak to that. He's not a good defender. What do you think of the Rob Williams and Horford in the same lineup?
I don't really love it because Dallas, is not playing two bigs right now. So I don't know. I'd rather just pick one, to be honest with you. I don't see them.
And you think you'd rather do Horford?
I'm playing Horford the GPP play. I think Rob's much more safer because he's cheaper. I mean, you can say $900, but yeah, my like GPP YOLO play of the day is Horford in a spot where he should not be a good play.
Because we got a shorter slate, we can go off track this week.
Yeah.
Tyler, what's your early conference finals prediction? They want to know from you. They don't care about me or Kurt. They want to know from the man himself.
I want to know, honestly.
You're muted. Let's hear it.
In the West, give me Memphis versus New Orleans with New Orleans coming out. Mm-hmm. And in the East, I think we get that battle, Bucks versus the Nets, and flip a coin because I think either team comes out.
Not the Celtics?
No. I think you're going to –
I do think the Nets – I'm sorry. I took the Nets plus 700 today. I was pretty excited about it to win the whole thing.
I don't know.
I just think they're quick. Yeah.
I don't hate that at all. The way that they've been defending, they have a nice 5, all right.
That addition to Ben Simmons is going to be what beats us.
That's what I'm saying. Like, long term, like in the playoffs, him just defending. Like,
yep.
He doesn't have to do he's surrounded by shooters. He does not have to do much.
Yeah. I mean, if you basically just treat him like a number 31 pick instead of a number 1 pick, and you're like, hey, just play your role, you got the stars. You got the star power to do it. So, not going to be the next superstar in the NBA, but he can be the best, third best guy on a team here.
You guys want to hear a funny stat? Not this sport, but they have the NFL incentives that all kick in this week where, like, guys need so many catches to hit, like, 500K.
Mm-hmm.
Any guess at how many catches Kenny Golladay needs to hit his incentive?
74.
96. God, that's embarrassing.
Let's talk about the Utah Jazz, who are minus 6.5 against Houston, taking on the Rockets. Rockets taking a little money this morning. This was plus 7 when I made the playbook. The total here is 231. I run on numbers. I don't blindly live by them. I think it's a great process to do if you're betting, and I think it gives you a good idea of how the books are coming up with their numbers. I got Clyde's not in the chat today. He always makes fun of me for being close on a lot of these games, really close to what the books project. I think that means I'm doing a great job. We know these books are pretty good at projecting the games, right? And I see how are they getting these numbers, right? Because I'm making mine and I'm seeing, well, what am I off on? Where am I having my edges, quote unquote edges? They have to win for them to be an edge, right? And where am I coming spot on to? So here's something that I've posited about the Utah Jazz, because we don't want to go too heavily on recent results. Like, for example, the Celtics have been terrible lately. The Bucks have been terrible lately. We know they're good teams. So we're not just going to heavily weight their last 5, because that's not going to give you a true picture of this team. It can also work the other way. The Jazz were so good at the beginning of the season. We want to use season-long numbers because, the bigger the sample size, the idea is the better the projection will be. But the Utah Jazz beginning of the year is actually skewing our overall view of this team. This Jazz team has lost 5 straight. Now, let's be fair to this team. They've lost those 5 games by like 13 points total, right? So they're not getting blown out. They're competitive. They're just not coming through in the end. But regardless, the happy story in Utah is over. We didn't think this team was going to be able to compete. We definitely didn't think they were going to be first place in the Western Conference, which is what they were at one point in November, right? So now they're regressing to the mean, so to speak. And I feel the numbers on the Jazz are still a little bit skewed because I've talked about this before. You don't want to change individual rules for just teams. You just keep it in your head. But my head is the Jazz are overvalued because their early season success is skewing the projection you have now. Don't get me wrong. The Houston Rockets are not a good basketball team. It's not a good team at all. They can't defend. But where are they really weak? They're weak defending in the middle. And I think that's going to be an issue here. I don't think Utah's going to be able to exploit the Rockets like other teams are. I'm going to take the points at home. What do you think, Kurt?
Go Tyler first. I got some EuroLeague stuff I'm doing right now.
All right.
I just
Kurt,
like 2 minutes.
A man of 2 continents. Can you imagine how well you do in Tinder in Paris? Wow. I don't even want to see that. We might have to pay for that trip. If I ever ship, Kurt, we'll send you over there. But we want a vlog or something of all the of you trying to learn French. Tyler, I'm taking the points with the Rockets. What do you think? Am I making a mistake here? Some of my underdogs weren't the best plays yesterday.
No, I mean, I think it's a nice spot. Houston's at home. My worry, though, is like Markin is kind of sitting here with no matchup really for him. Like, he's going to walk onto the floor. Who's going to guard him? They got 2 small guards. They don't really have any wings. Jabari Smith can't really play all that great at defense yet. And Sengun's there. So it's like Markkanen's going to run rampant on this team.
I agree with that. I still don't think it causes them to blow out the Rockets, though.
Yeah, that 24.5 on his points prop. I like that. I like
that too, and I still like the Rockets +7.
I like Clarkson's 22.5. I also like Jalen Green's 22.5. So, yeah, I mean, I think the Markkanen prop's a nice one, and I don't mind the +6.5. I'm not going to bet it yet. I'm going to hope that number balloons a little bit more. People don't want to bet Houston here. If we can get a 7.5, I'll be happier with that.
Yeah, so I got it 7 on the playbook this morning. That's what I put it in at. They've taken some money, but we know that the public does like their favorites. So maybe that will get back to the 7. I don't know if we get to 7.5 at all. I don't know if there can be that much public love for Utah. They're not a very public team to begin with. All right, Kurt, have you finished messaging all your women overseas?
Yeah, we're all good. I'm gonna go to the Rockets. I think the points here. Deshaun, I don't know if y'all saw, but Deshaun Tate's coming back. That's not why I'm taking him. But the 2 bad teams, I think the Jazz are like fizzling out, kind of like you mentioned and got to. So at home, give me the 6.5. I'll take this young Rockets team, and maybe Deshaun Tate can give me like 10 or 15 minutes of stellar defense. The guy's very versatile. Maybe he does make a little bit of a difference. You don't know.
We talked about Lauri Markkanen being over on his player props, and I think this game could go over. Now, I don't have a play on the total. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the highest scoring game of the night. Any interest for DFS? Who's standing out when you're building these lineups?
Beep. Let's see. Well, obviously, I mentioned KJ was coming in super popular. That he's going to take a hit minutes wise, depending on how much Tate gets. I like Jabari 4.8. I feel like he's always I've always talked about Jabari on this fucking show, but I do like him. 4.8 is a guy who can get hot from behind the arc. Beasley 5K is popping for values. Really, we don't have that much value, so these kind of like low 5K guys are kind of going to be it. And on a 2-game slate, Jalen Green 7 under 7K, Sengun 5.8. I really like this game to stack. I mean, you can just really just do that mid-tier build and hammer it home right here with this game and the late game as well.
All right. Well,
I'm not going back to Conley. I'm fading Conley. Even with Sexton still out.
No argument here. Let's talk about the last game of the night. The Los Angeles Clippers are +5.5 in Denver, taking on the Nuggets. Total 229. Tyler, I think every game I bet so far, the line moved in my direction. So I like the Nuggets at 5. It's moved out to 5.5. The total is 229. I didn't bet the total. I don't know, man. I'll be honest. I was surprised to see Kawhi play. I thought that he would be out. Paul George is questionable. Hey, I already bet this, but if you want to wait if PG's in, I don't necessarily like it as much. I don't know if he's going to play.
I don't think he plays.
The Nuggets are 14-3 at home this year straight up. I mean, this team is so much better at home. We talk about that with a lot of teams, but that's the way the NBA works. I don't know, Tyler. Travis going to be upset that I'm ignoring our graduation from Clippers University. What do you think, Tyler?
No, I don't think so. I mean, just looking at that, if both those guys were in, I agree. I'd be a little more worried. But they played great at home. He probably eats Zubac up on the inside. And there's what, 2 Denver guys on this injury report, and neither guy matters, Colin Gillespie and Peyton Watson. So all their guys are going to be out there tonight. Yeah, I like the side here. I like the Nuggets to pick up the win.
Yeah, I still think this is a big game for the Nuggets. I know the Clippers' record isn't good, but I still think that they're going to view it as a statement game. We should get a great effort. Kurt, we also know a clean injury report makes us struggle when we're making these lineups. Talk to us about the side, talk to us about the total, and maybe some players to roster.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Nugs too. I think Paul George says. I don't know if the line's accounting for that, but I'm going to go the Nugs, another home team for me. I'm going to go with the over 229. I like the overs in the 2 late games. And then for DFS, I do prefer Jokic to Luka today.
Luka. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
now you're taking
okay. Yeah, I mean, because you save almost $1,000. That's kind of the biggest thing. But Zubac, I do think he gets cooked, but 4.9, I could see him kind of still getting there for a 4-gamer and doing you enough to honestly be optimal. Kawhi 8-1, Paul George rolled out. He's probably going to get a lot of steam. I don't mind it. I think it's going to be a good game. So I like that. The smaller pieces, you can talk me into Michael Porter. Aaron Gordon's been amazing, but I'm just not an Aaron Gordon guy. So I don't know about that. With Paul George out, Norman Powell 5.2. You got Man who gets those minutes. How much is he today? How much is Man? We don't have him. Oof. He's 4-1, so probably be one of the popular values once George is rolled out. So that's where I'm at right here. And I love Jamal Murray at 7K too, if it's that mid-tier build you got going.
All right, so there you have it. There's our breakdown of the 4 games. Let's go back to this question from Tim. Is there one guy in this slate that could be low owned? So basically, who's your favorite that you think will go off that is projecting a low ownership right now for the whole 4-game slate?
This is to a lesser extent. I don't really know if go off's the word, but I think you can have a really good game at low ownership, and that's old man Al Horford, baby, in a really environment that suits him better. That half court, a lot of half court offense. So I'm gonna go Al Horford, but I mean, temper your expectations. Like I'm saying, he could be optimal at a very low ownership, not the fact that he's gonna go for 50 or something. So old man Al Horford with Rob Will back with the price increase versus a tougher matchup. Let's go.
Tyler, any thoughts here on the Clippers and the Nuggets as far as props?
Let me look through these. The Jokic performance double, I don't mind at 25 plus and win on Denver. My bad about that, fellas. Phone call from the car dealership, had to deal with that lady.
We're here.
The Jamal Murray 3+3s and win. He's in a nice spot. I mean, their guards aren't all that good in LA. That's plus 370. KCP to hit 3 and win is plus 380. I don't hate either of those. So maybe that's some ways I'd come at this. Where's Michael Porter Jr.'s in here? Michael Porter Jr. 3+3s, Denver win plus 176. That's my favorite one because the dude just stands in the corner and shoots threes.
All right, there you have it. Just a quick 4-game slate today, but hey, I like it a lot better than those 2-game slates. These 4-game slates are fun, Kurt, because you don't get overwhelmed. I mean, those like that slate last night, man. There's so many good options. I mean, you want to just build like 20 lineups because it's like you can't get all the plays you want in here tonight. We know these guys talk about it. Big T, JSU, they'll talk about it on Up to Lock. These shorter slates are fun. You take your stands and you let the chips fall where they may. So, yeah, we'll have to take our L on that. Kendrick Jones won the victory lap there. We were wrong about the Bulls, and we'll take that L there. Disappointing performance from Brooklyn, but we don't want to take anything away from the Bulls. They're still a team that when they get things going, they can compete with anyone. The concern is can they do it consistently and how that's gonna work out. So we're not done yet though. Guys, give us the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we'll give you the best bets. Kurt, start with you. What's your best bet for tonight? Side, total, or prop?
I'm going the old man again, baby. Al Horford, 12+ points, Boston to win, plus 480 on FanDuel.
Wow. All right. It's Horford season here with Kurt. He's getting messages from Europe, so maybe that's maybe they know something about Al Horford that we don't. Tyler, best bet for today, side, total, or prop?
Yeah, mine's going to be that under in the Memphis game.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on that as well. I'm going to go ahead and take the Mavericks money line. Hey, I'm going against Kurt. He's not happy with me, but it's always fun when we do that on the show. And then, of course, because we are talking touchdowns here on this channel tomorrow, one of us will be able to victory lap there. Kurt got the better of me a couple times. I've got him the last couple times, at least on NBA. And then, of course, we'll probably be able to find one we're opposite on again tomorrow. So, guys, hey, I know everyone loves to watch Kurt, but guess what, guys? You get a chance to do it again all over tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, talking touchdowns with Kurt. And then right after that, we bring on AP. We go over the Friday night slate, NBA rundown, plenty of content here for you at Run Pure Sports to find those winners, build your bankroll. Kurt, we always go to you at the end of the show. The words of wisdom, whether it be sports betting, whether it be gambling with the STDs, whatever you want to give the people the wisdom on, let's hear it.
What do I have this week for you guys? I don't have much. So, yeah, I wasn't ready this week. I feel like I always have something going on. It's my birthday this week.
Coming to you.
Yo, it's my birthday
tomorrow. So be ready for tomorrow. We're going to ask the same thing.
Yeah. That's my birthday's eve tomorrow, so I'm gonna have my birthday suit on.
You have a birthday's eve?
That's I got a little leopard
that's
thong.
That's a white girl thing. Where you have a month-long birthday.
Oh yeah, I got a weekend.
When I used to work at the bar, they come in and she's wearing all her birthday clothes. Well, her birthday's actually next week. It's wait, what? How do you usually do this? So I'm glad that you're doing that, Kurt. So all right, remember, celebrate your birthday's eve. Bet the plays. We'll go over one more time. Kurt, what'd you have? The Al Horford.
12 plus points, Boston to win, and it's plus 480 on FanDuel.
All right. Tyler's taking the under in the Grizzlies and the Magic. I'm taking the Mavericks money line. Give us that thumbs up. Get that mojo. Run